Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to speak to all of you out there. Thank you, God, for giving me the clarity of mind, clarity of heart, clarity of voice to get my message across clearly, concisely, and in a way that makes sense to everybody. Today, I'd like to talk to you about writing. Writing is considered by many the start of history because writing allows us to tell clearly what the people of ancient times were thinking and doing. Here is an example of writing from Sumer, which is modern day Iraq. You see, it's very similar to Egyptian hieroglyphs. This is 5,500 years ago, so 3,500 BC. Moving up 300 years, same area, modern day Iraq. Some proto-cuneiform. Again, pictographic characters, the precursor to writing. And here's some characters from the Indus Valley civilization, 4,200 years ago. And again, historians believe that this invention of writing can be equated to the beginning of civilization or recorded civilization. But let's go back in history. Let's go back to 11,000 years ago. This is the Vulture Stone at Göbekli Tepe, Turkey. It was a ritual site. And you can tell there's some pretty advanced iconography here. Clearly, these people are trying to represent something. We don't know what it is exactly. Here's a larger view of that area. You can tell this is 11,000 years ago. They had some pretty good stonework. Those stones are really neatly cut. And here's a overview of that area. You can see it's a pretty large site. And there's about a dozen of them in Turkey. This is not the only one. Now, these people didn't have writing. Again, this is what they had. Messages, meanings communicated through pictures. Dare I call them memes? Here's some more art from that same area. You can see it's very advanced for being 11,000 years old. And these people did not have writing. They communicated their ideas through art, through pictures, through sculptures. Now, another person that didn't believe in writing was Socrates. Socrates actually never wrote down anything. Everything that we know about Socrates comes from oral tradition. Another person that never wrote down anything was Jesus Christ. He has no written text. Everything we know about the Lord, Christ, comes from oral tradition. And in fact, the Gospels are not first-hand accounts. They were passed down through oral tradition and written down by anonymous writers. Everything we know about Socrates, we know from Plato, who did write things down. Now, the reason that Socrates, let's go back to this beautiful beast of a man. The reason he never wrote anything down is because he believed that writing kills the spirit of knowledge. When you write something down, it becomes set in stone, and there's no more need to think about it. He was all about dialogue, about talking ideas out, about asking questions. And that's really the point of my prayer today. Friends, nothing is set in stone, even though I showed you a bunch of stone stuff today. Ideas are fluid. The spirit is fluid. Any religious convention or religious knowledge that we have today that's been carefully passed down is always subject to interpretation, always subject to discussion. So whenever someone tells you, this is the way it's got to be, there's no other way to think about it, well, question that person. Have a dialogue with them. Make sure that you're speaking through spirit and not just through words written down. This is very important Because we're entering a reality, a society where everything is technical, everything is rules-based, and people have less and less freedom to express themselves, to be creative. Stay creative, my friends. Stay in heaven. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.